Hi, my name is Precious Okoro. I'm the lead consultant at 2104-5816 Consulting. Today, I'll be providing an overview of one of my clients' projects, which focuses on optimizing the construction project schedule using the critical path method. During this presentation, I will cover the following subtopics as seen on this slide. To give a bit of background context to this project, my client JMK Construction is looking to solve the problem of project delays and cost overruns. As you can see in figure 1, over the past decade, the company has experienced a high level of delay in 5 of its projects, which resulted in a cumulative average of 63% cost overrun. The complication now is that my clients need to decide the best strategy to adopt in order to reduce the project delays and cost overruns, which is why they have approached me as a consultant to assist in recommending the best strategy. The question this project aims to answer is, what solution should JMK Construction implement to reduce project delays and cost overruns? Now, after a thorough business analysis, I was able to identify the root cause of the problem and recommended the solution of optimizing its project schedule using the critical path method. I recommended this solution based on several reasons, which I will be explaining in the following slides. Let me give a brief introduction of my client. Now, JMK Construction was incorporated in the year 2000. It is located in FCT Abuja, Nigeria, West Africa, and has branches spread across different parts of Nigeria. Its area of specialization is in road and bridge construction, and the company is estimated to be worth about 20 billion naira, which is circa 21 million pounds, and employs over 600 people nationwide. The current state analysis that carried out reveals that the company has a culture of poor data management and manual documentation and still uses outdated scheduling techniques, which resulted in them experiencing the challenge of project delays and cost overruns. To solve my client's problem, I carried out the following tasks, which spanned for about 7 months. First was I defined my scope, to identify the area of focus, which is project delays. And then secondly, I did business analysis, and which included current state analysis, data analysis, literature review, and gap analysis. Then the third stage involved in-depth research and testing to arrive at a recommended solution. Then finally, I provided the strategic recommendation to my client for implementation. Some key insights gathered from the data analysis show that in 2019, the company recorded its highest project delay ratio of 67%. From 2018 to 2022, 4 of the company's projects experienced delays. The company cost allocation analysis also revealed that 53% of the project cost is allocated to public relations, which can impact the project performance and quality. To arrive at a possible solution, I employed the DMAIC problem-solving technique, where I define the problem, the business case, and the goal, and I determine the magnitude of the problem through the data gathering and analysis. Then from the business analysis, I observed that the root cause of the issue is manual project scheduling. Now, to fix this, there is need for the optimization of my client's project schedule, hence the recommended solution. How does this solution address the issue of my client? Remember that the issue presented is project delays, leading to cost overruns. To mitigate project delays, it is best to identify activities that could cause potential delays. The CPM utilizes a defined algorithm to categorize activities of a project as critical and non-critical. The critical activities are those activities in which any deviation in the latest start time will lead to the delay of the overall project, whereas a deviation in the latest start time of the non-critical activities will not necessarily result in delay of the overall project. Thus, this solution would aid my client in identifying the tasks where potential delays may occur and take proactive measures to address them before they materialize. To test my solution, I conducted a survey, and the objective of the survey was to determine the effectiveness of critical path model scheduling in the timely delivery of construction projects. And then I took this step to get to my results, as you can see on the slide. Now, the survey insight shows that from the 6 possible solutions investigated in this research, applying project optimization techniques ranks the highest with a score of 86%. Further insights, which focus on the recommended solution, which is the CPM model, show that 89% of the respondents have used the CPM in scheduling projects, while 67% attest to model being very effective in predicting potential tasks that cause delay. 20% claim that the model is moderately effective. As an additional step to guide my decision on the project scheduling optimization technique to recommend to my client, I compared 4 schedule optimization tools, which are the simulation model, the critical chain project management method, that is the CCPM, the program evaluation and review technique, and then the critical path method, based on 5 criteria relevant to the business need using the weighted decision matrix. Of all the 4 models, CPM best accommodates all the required criteria with strong scores in identifying delay causing tasks and cost effectiveness. This further buttresses the survey insight as discussed in the previous slide. In terms of the solution evaluation and monitoring, the company can evaluate and monitor the effectiveness of this solution based on the following criteria. 1, is the model able to predict project outcomes in terms of completion time and cost? 2, is the model able to identify the tasks that cause delays during the project? And then lastly, is the model able to minimize delay and aid efficient allocation of resources? This assessment of the solution can then be monitored by real-time tracking of the project and regular reporting, as well as obtaining feedback from internal and external stakeholders on the performance of projects scheduled using this CPM technique. Now, although this solution is effective and viable, it however requires some adjustment. Given that road projects especially tend to be large in size, there is a need to segment these tasks into phases for ease of critical path analysis. There is also the need to adjust the estimated lead time of the project by including a reasonable buffer of maybe between 30 to 60 days as the most likely time for this project to be completed. This is to accommodate any error during the computation or during the analysis. Also, the company should ensure that the project budget is never less than the estimated cost from the calculations. Note that the cost calculations on CPM are mostly limited to the cost of manpower. Hence, the budget needs to be adjusted accordingly in order not to run at a financial loss. Now, in terms of next step to my client, first, my client should go ahead to integrate the critical path model in its project schedule in order to help them identify the most critical activities and allowing for better resource allocation and scheduling. Secondly, my client should invest in project management software to enable efficient tracking, communication, and managing of resources. Also, my client should consider training key staff in CPM principles so that they can be able to apply them to project planning and execution. Also, my client should consider streamlining some of its processes, especially around approvals and testing, by working closely with the local authorities to expedite some tasks. Then lastly, I'll recommend that my client integrate contingency planning, develop plans, for those critical tasks, and have defined actions ready to be triggered, to mitigate these delays in case they materialize. Now, in conclusion, I would say the problem of project delays in JMK construction can be overcome by using the critical path method, as it predicts the time and cost required to complete the project without delays. Hence, providing the opportunity for project managers to be proactive in identifying the potential delays and creating measures to address them before they occur. Now, after I did a presentation of my findings and recommendation to my client. My client provided the following feedback. He was very fascinated about the quality of insights that I provided, and he commended my ability to understand the company's needs and provide practicable solutions to mitigate the project delays and enhance efficiency. Now, I'll play a snippet of his feedback.
The only thing that I was wondering you would have done more about, you mentioned that PR was eating up a lot of the vast sum of money when it comes to our project. I thought you would speak more on that. From our experience, PR definitely does eat a lot of the money, and it affects the quality of job delivered, and it also affects the time the jobs are delivered. So I thought you would have spoken a little bit more on that, but it's still fine because you touched on a whole lot of other things that I was impressed with.
Okay. So that's my client's feedback. The feedback is well received and noted. However, I didn't focus on the issue he highlighted in order not to deviate from my scope. Now, in terms of the key lessons learned, I learned a lot of lessons, but these are the key ones that I learned. First is the need for effective planning. The level, I've come to realize that the level of planning will determine the outcome of your project. So I learned that there's need to create a plan, and then there's need to follow the plan, as structured. Then another key lesson I learned is the need for data management. It is very important to compile and organize and store your data in one folder, for easy reference. I remember at some point I had my data in different folders, and it kind of slowed the process. So midway, I after seeking advice from my supervisor, I then learned that it's important to compile all your data and put them in one folder for ease of access and reference. Another key lesson learned is the need for time management. There are a lot of things going on. There are a lot of things that you need to accommodate within your time. So there's need for you to prioritize tasks and manage your time accordingly. Lastly is to have a good understanding of the industry. Staying updated of the industry trend will enable you to provide the right solution to your clients. Now, my personal reflection. This project was really challenging, and but it was rewarding at the same time, because I learned a lot of things, and I gained new skills. It was a transformative journey for me, that spanned through several months. It's challenged my thinking process, my research skills, and it required some technical skills. I did things that I didn't do before, like I've never developed a website, and yes, I developed the website, my consulting website, and it also required in-depth research, data collection, and analysis. I had mixed feelings, of excitement and apprehension, due to the width of the responsibility that came with producing a good work. There were moments I was frustrated and I doubted myself if I could actually complete these tasks. On the positive side, I'm satisfied with the quality of work I've been able to produce and the fact that I was able to solve a real company issue. I gained some new skills along the way, like as I mentioned, web design, and I gained the knowledge of the construction industry, and I gained some insight about the Nigerian construction industry. On the downside, I was overwhelmed, balancing other commitments, and I had to make some sacrifices regarding my personal time and my leisure activities. It taught me to value, it taught me the value of perseverance, resilience, and adaptability, when faced with complex challenges. And it also taught me to seek support when the need arises. If I were to do this project again, the things I would do differently is that I would ensure that I manage my time efficiently, I prioritize self-care, and seek support and feedback early on in the project, because it will really help me in producing a very robust and quality output. Okay, these are some of the references that I use for this section of the project. Thank you.